What's going on, you guys? You got Coach Zoe here, and this is going to be your all body weight, so you don't need any equipment. Arms and legs strength circuit. We're going to work through a nice long circuit for a few rounds. So get ready to rock and roll. We're going to jump right away into our warm-up. Let's get started. This workout is made for all levels. Of course, modify as you need. I'll offer some variations along the way, just depending on ability and maybe prenatal needs. But otherwise, follow along, have some fun, and be ready to work hard because we're going to be working hard today, as always. And let's just step it side to side with a little zigzag through the upper body. So since this workout is all body weight, no equipment, right? You don't need anything, just a little bit of space. And since it is strength focused, all right, we're not going to be doing anything that's high impact. You're welcome to adjust the workout as you need. So if you need to, or want to, I should say, crank up the intensity by adding a little bit more energy to your moves, right? If you want to add some jumps or anything like that, please feel welcome to. But again, this is going to be focused on strength. So we're not trying to get in 1,000 high-speed reps today. Focus on good quality, full range of motion, and increasing our time under tension since we are working through body weight. Time under tension, I should say, manipulating the way we're activating, all right? So that way, even though we don't have weights, we're still challenging all the muscles, all right? So again, arms and legs focused. So of course, a little bit of core is gonna find its way into there, but this will be mostly for those arms and legs. And if you are going, we are gonna have a little bit of groundwork today. So if you're gonna need some kind of chair, all right, or to elevate your hands, or like a towel to put your knees on the ground, please have that nearby before we get started. Let's find the edge of our mat, and we're just gonna inch from out. So touch that ground, walk it out to a plank, and walk it back in. So here, if you need to put your hands on a chair for whatever reason, put your hands on the chair and then walk your feet back. So kind of like a reverse inchworm. If you're prenatal, all right, and you don't feel comfortable getting in and out of that plank, just walk out as far as you can, as far as that feels comfortable. All right, and let's just knock out a few more lunges. We're almost through our warm-up. Just want to activate throughout the entire body. Take those arms overhead, pull down with each rep. Pull those shoulder blades together behind us. Good, find a hinge, come up straight ahead, and then out. Good, and let's do an upright row, overhead raise. I know we don't have any weights. Might feel a little bit silly. Good, and press it out for 3, 2, 1. All right, grab a quick drink of water and get ready to rock and roll. We're gonna work through this workout. We have 9 different moves, and then you'll have a full minute to rest. We're gonna work for a minute at each move. Of course, if you need to take little mini breaks between that, feel free to. All right, but we're gonna work consecutively before we take that nice long break. Because it is strength, the intensity is not gonna be high cardiovascularly, so aerobically, maybe I should say. So you shouldn't be like out of breath for 9 minutes straight. All right, but grab a quick drink of water, get ready to rock and roll, and we're gonna get started. All right, jumping right into it. We're gonna start with walking lunges. So find the edge of your mat, walk forward, turn it around, walk back. Let's go. So as much room as you have. If you have a lot of space to use, walk those lunges as far as you can before you turn it around. We don't want to waste a lot of time, but I'm giving us a minute of work time because, all right, because I want us to focus on getting in good quality reps, not to feel like we have to rush to get in our moves, all right? So 1 minute is a pretty long time for us to put those muscles under stress, right? And to feel the burnout, right? But we don't have to sprint through our moves. 15 more seconds and we're gonna get on the floor for a plank or inverted handstand, we'll call it. So if you need a chair, grab one. Let's begin. We're gonna get to a plank, or if you wanna be inverted, a little bit handstand style, just allow those knees to bend and we're gonna tap the shoulders. If you wanna be in your plank, you're here, you could cross over, or you can be in a modified plank. So if you wanna be on those knees, just make sure you're pulling the belly in. If you are prenatal and it's still too hard, maybe you're really far along and you wanna be 4 square, that's fine too. All right, so whatever feels good for you. If you are gonna be inverted, all right, you're gonna get a lot more shoulder activation here, a little more of a challenge. Yes, you're upside down. So be careful because we're here for a little while. 20 seconds left. We'll be back on our feet again. So I tried to alternate you guys for the upper and the lower. That way we're not burning out or spending a lot of time on the ground. At once, we're on our feet in 3, 2, 1. Back on our feet. We're gonna pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand. If you don't want to count, just pulse while I'm pulsing. And notice I'm saying pulse, not bounce. So we're not bouncing up and down. We're just working through a small range of motion, 5 reps, and then we stand back up. Good. Woo. So again, we're manipulating the time under tension, the range of motion. Whew. To get a longer activation, to increase the intensity of the move. Whew. Right? Because if we had weights to increase the intensity, we would just use a heavier weight, but we don't. All right, we're gonna be back on the ground again with another upper right move. So on your hands and knees or in a plank, right arm, left leg comes up, left arm, right leg comes up. So we're just gonna alternate, all right? Again, if you need to be tabletop or hands on a chair, you can. Try to take this modified plank before you go straight to the table if you're more of a beginner, or if you're a little earlier in that pregnancy, your core is not quite so compromised yet. Try to focus on activating through the glutes and by really lifting that arm nice and high. And just because I'm in a plank, for those of you that are prenatal, don't feel like you need to force it. All right, I am under control. I feel strong here still. All right, back on your feet. Let's go. We're gonna go for a side lunge. You're gonna stand up, leg lift. Side lunge, leg lift. I'm not squeezing, or I'm squeezing, I'm not swinging. Okay, so notice I'm not coming up real fast and jerky. All right, I'm coming up controlled. So we're really driving through that outside hip, that outside glute as we stand up. If you want to omit the leg lift, that's fine. That's up to you. But remember, adjust the moves based on your abilities, not based on the effort you want to give, right? So if it just makes it a little harder, but there's no pain, go for it. We're gonna be back on the ground with push-ups in 3, 2, 1. So either you're here on your knees, and then you'll reach up with that arm. And if you're coming to your side and you're on your knees, straighten the top leg as you reach up, okay? So that's gonna give you that side plank without putting any intense twisting on your core. A lot of shoulder work here. Triceps, Okay.
There was once a day
Good, almost there. 15 seconds.
just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good. You look great.
And we'll be back on our feet again, working through the circuit. Good. All right, wide stance. Point those toes out. We're gonna hold a sumo squat, hands behind the head. We're gonna bend elbow to knee. Notice I'm not crunching. I'm staying long in the core, okay? Woo! So yeah, lose a little bit of balance. If you need to hold on to something, right, that's fine.
I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black.
Good, 15 more seconds.
I'm falling fast.
So I know it's getting hard to hold that squat low. Yes, this is more of a core move. However, all right, we're holding a stagnant squat. So you are very active there. All right, on the wall, find a wall. Have those feet out in front of you about hip width. Arms against the wall. We're gonna reach up as high as we can and bring back down. Now you probably can't hear it, but my arms are staying glued to the wall. All right, so we wanna activate backwards. Keep going. Woo! Lift up those toes, wiggle them around. So you should feel a lot of work going on right now in your back, your traps. Good, less than 10, and then we're on the ground one more time and we have a long break. A nice long minute rest. 3, 2, 1. All right, this one you will need to be on the ground. You can hinge standing up, but we're gonna drop those hips back and squeeze the glutes to come up high. All right, so if you want a little extra upper body, keep those arms nice and long. So it looks kind of like a deadlift, right? I'm hinging through the hips. If you need to open the knees a little more to make room for the baby, that's fine. All right, you wanna go back as far as you can. And really squeeze the glutes through your range of motion. If this is not working for you, stand up and just give me a deadlift, right? Hinge through the hips, touch the ground. Okay, when we're on our knees like this, we're really engaging through the glutes here. The quads are pressing and rest. All right, so 9 minutes of nonstop work. All right, we're gonna do it again, and then one more time after that. So have your game face on. Again, not super intense cardio today, all right, because it's strength focused. I wanna make sure you have a balance. I know I'm guilty of the cardio, all the cardio, all right? But, okay, strength is important too. And sometimes you either just don't feel like picking up weights or you don't have them nearby. So I wanna mix it up, offer you something a little different too. All right, so again, remember we're up, down, up, down, up, down. I know that's a lot, but you came here to work out, my friend. All right, we got 10 seconds and we're gonna jump right into first move, walking lunges. So again, use whatever space you have, all right? If you wanna go for longer before you turn around, that's fine. Let's do it. But if you're just working in a small space, you should have just enough room to do 2 lunges, right? Unless maybe you're like super duper tall, like regular grown-up height. My short friends, I feel you. I'm right here with you. You can lunge your way around the toys in the living room if you're at home in your living room and the kids are playing. Good, make sure while we're doing this, we don't want to be rounding our back, right? Up tall, shoulders stacked over the hips. 10 seconds, then we have either plank or inverted shoulder taps. So again, the inverted version, let's begin. It's gonna add a little more work for the shoulders. All right, like an overhead press. So I like this, otherwise we're here or we're here, all right? Or even a table, all right? So I feel like when we're inverted, right, a little less core activation because those legs are bearing the core, the weight for the core instead of in a plank. However, those arms, they're staying active at all times, right? So even when I do my shoulder tap, that arm that's pushing away, it's like I'm holding a weight over my head. Except the weight is my own body. But again, only do this if you feel comfortable with it. If you're far along in pregnancy or you have any other issues with being upside down, keep it to the plank. All right, on our feet for the 5 pulse squat, let's go. So drop it down, pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stand. Remember, we're not rushing through it. And try to really drive through those heels, lift up your big toe. It's really gonna make sure that you're activating through the big muscle groups. Boom. Good. Halfway. Stand. If maybe it's not challenging enough, keep your pulse lower. So have the bottom of your pulse be in a deep, deep squat, or open the length of it if you can't get very low. Good, and back on the ground. We're gonna do that balancing with the right arm, left leg comes up, left arm, right leg. So just alternating here. Whether you're in your plank, modified, or table, make sure you're pulling that belly in. So whatever level you are, if you're wobbling everywhere to do it in the plank, just take it down to the knees, right? You're not gonna get the benefit if you're out of control the whole time. Good, about 10 seconds left. Then we have that lateral lunge with a lift. Three, 2, 1, going right into it. So lunge, lift. So that long leg is the one that comes up. Again, because we're in this deep flexion here, and then we gotta power through to get tall. So if you need to hold on to something for balance, go for it. If you are gonna use something for balance, try to keep in mind, you don't wanna be basing your weight onto it, you're just balancing. So it's just a light touch, all right? You shouldn't be pushing with your upper body to help you stand. But you could, again, take the leg lift out if it's too challenging on your balance. It takes away from the strength work. We're gonna be on the ground with that push-up again in about 10 seconds. Two, one, on the ground, let's go. So wherever you are, knees or feet, push up, and then reach up for that side plank. Right? So wherever you are, or maybe you're on a chair. You can't do a push-up, just lower down as much as you can, or you can drop down to your forearms and then walk it back up to your hands. Right, so Instead of a push-up, do a high-low plank. We're adding in this little twist because a minute of push-ups is a long time, especially if they're quality reps. We'll be back on our feet again with that sumo squat. In 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Wide stance, toes out. So we're holding, hands behind the head, or holding onto something. We're gonna side bend, elbow to knee. All right, the reason we wanna work elbow to knee is because I don't wanna collapse, all right, through the obliques. All right, I wanna keep them long, so I get the benefit on both sides. Check in with that squat. Are you sneaking up? Don't sneak. Stay low. Good, 20 seconds. Woo, I know, it's burning. Lift those toes, dig your heels down. Maybe sink a little lower. 10 seconds. This is merely a distraction and to off balance you, so you have to adjust in the hips. 2, 1, that works in the glutes, and the hamstrings, and the quads. Wall sit with a reach. So again, I know this might feel like you're not doing anything. If that's the case, then you're not doing anything. All right, you're not doing it right. So make sure you're keeping all points of contact against that wall. So try to keep your shoulders, elbows, and the backs of the hands connected to the wall. Once you realize you need 3 points of contact, suddenly it gets a lot more challenging. Woo! My legs are burning. 15. Then you finish with the sissy squat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Oh, feels so good against the ground. All right, so remember we're hinging here. So hinging down, you put your hands behind the head and open up the chest, or reach nice and long to get a little more shoulder and arm work. So again, notice I'm hinging from the hips. If you need to open the knees apart for a little more room, that's fine. Or if you're going to do the same thing, but from standing, that's fine too. Woo. All right, 15 seconds. Then we have that break. Keep getting your reps in. Really push against that floor with your shins as you stand. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! All right, you guys, we got one more round and we're done. So it moves quick because there's so many moves. So we're switching it up. Before you know it, we're at the end of the circuit. All right, but it is 3 rounds. It is 30 minutes of an EMOM. So every minute on the minute. You know that though, right? If not, it doesn't matter. Just work when I tell you to. That's all that we care about. Shake it out, get ready. We have 30 seconds and then our third and final round of the day. So really push yourself here, all right? Or you know you don't have to do anything else after this. So, you know, as long, again, as your safety is not compromised, try maybe the more challenging versions this round if you are not already, all right? Or try not to take a little mini breaks, or, right, try to get in a few more reps, okay? Starting with our walking lunges in 3, 2, 1, let's do this. Walk it out, quick turnaround. Shoulders stacked over those hips, check in. Make sure you're not rounding the back. Want to stay nice and tall in our posture. Three, two, one. Plank or inverted shoulder taps. So here or here. If you're inverted, I like to do like touch the same side. Just because it's a little less awkward, I feel. Really push that floor away if you're inverted, right? Pull the belly in and push through the ground at all times. So just hang out there, but be active against the floor. 15 seconds, then we'll be back on our feet with that 5 pulse squat. Two, one, let's go. Woo! Make sure you're not dizzy. Drop down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand. So again, if your range of motion is limited, right, maybe you can't get past parallel or barely to it, then maybe you just need to come up a little bit more for your pulse. Okay, because if not, you're doing the easier half by being taller. So if you're strong already, if for some reason you just can't get to that depth right now, all right, go a little higher for your pulse. But still take your time. The deeper you are in your pulse, right, the more engagement you're going to get naturally, I guess I should say, without having to adjust it. Woo! 2 and 1 on the ground. Opposite arm and leg, whether it's from your plank, from the knees, or even from a table. But do what works for you. And if you are prenatal, if you have your hands on a chair or an elevated surface, you can still do it on your feet. Because you're going to take quite a bit of work away from the core. So don't feel guilty if you have your hands up high, but you still want to stay on your feet. Especially if you've done this move and on your feet again, leading up to pregnancy and throughout the earlier half. Good. Side lunge to lift. Get nice and deep through your side lunge. That way as you stand, you really got to power up. Dig through the heel, the balls of the feet. Try to stay tall, try not to lean like I just did. On our hands in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So either push up, the side plank, like so. You can even do low plank, high plank, reach, or we're on our feet. Push up, side plank. We're almost through the circuit, you guys. Okay. Past the halfway mark. It's time to dig deep. Finish strong. Woo! For 3, 2, 1. On your feet. We have that sumo. Get nice and deep in that squat. Hands behind the head. Let's side bend it out. Good. Again, check in with your squat. Are you sneaking up? Come on. Stay honest. Stay low. Stay frosty. 10 seconds and we're on the wall. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's go right to it. Wall sit. Make sure there's 90 degrees at your knees. Oh, my quads are burning. 3 points of contact: wrist, elbow, shoulders. Keep your chest proud. Try to press your neck and the back of your head into the wall, right? Because if you're here, it's gonna be a lot more challenging to stay connected. 30 seconds. Oh, it's burning. 20. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Let's go. Last move of the day, sissy squats. On your knees, hinging and squeezing the glutes. Since this is our last move, challenge yourself. Try to take those arms overhead. I like to give a thumbs up to remind me to press in that direction. Woo. Really squeeze your glutes. Press through the tops of those shins. Pull that belly in tight. Oh, I'm feeling it in those arms. Almost there, you guys. 20 seconds left, and then you're done for the day. Finish strong. 5, 4, get in those reps. 3, 2, and 1, rest. Woo! Quick drink of water, then we'll go into our cool down. All right, you guys. Woo! How about it? Full body strength. Well, I said arms and legs, so it is arms and legs, but there's no way to like totally do isolated, especially when you're doing calisthenics. But yes, focus on the arms and legs. Hit those large limbs here. But excellent work, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling strong, maybe a little weak right now, but otherwise you're feeling good. If you enjoy this workout, please give it a thumbs up. Give me some feedback in the comment section, you guys. I love to hear from you. I love to know what you liked, what you didn't like, your thoughts, your feelings. All right, that way I can bully you in your next workout to be strong. No, I'm just kidding. If there were certain moves you liked or didn't like, or you want to see more of, right, things of that nature. And of course, subscribe if you have not already. That way every time I post a new workout, you'll be notified. You could join me and we'll stay fit together. All right, you guys, that is it. Until next time, stay strong, stay tough.